ਵੀਡੀਓ ਚੂਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਿਆ ਸਹਾਈ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹਾਂ। At this moment we are located in New York City at Indian Consulate. Indian Consulate ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਭੀਮ ਰਾਓ ਅੰਬੇਡਕਰ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਇਹ 120ਵਾਂ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਭਰਪੂਰ ਸੀਗਾ। ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਕਾਉਂਸਲੇਟ ਆਏ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਸਪੀਕਰਸ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਊਜ਼ ਔਰ ਓਪੀਨੀਅਨਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ। Baba Sahib Dr. Bhimm Rao Ambedkar, who is known as the father of Indian Constitution. And today we are giving a tribute to him.
I feel highly privileged to welcome all of you to our consulate to celebrate the 120th birthday of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was one of the jewels of India of all times, a true Bharat Ratna. Let me mention to you that apart from all the laurels that have been conferred on him, the Government of India, in his memory and to honor him, has instituted the Ambedkar Chair at Columbia University. And I think this is a tribute to the connections between Dr. Ambedkar and Columbia, and of course, to the huge contribution which Columbia made towards grooming the intellect of this great Indian, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. When we were approached a few weeks ago to organize the celebration of his 120th birthday, I had absolutely no hesitation in agreeing to the request, because I think that all of us must together honor the memory of this great Indian. Well, friends, as you know, Dr. Ambedkar is remembered as a freedom fighter, socio-political reformer, jurist, Buddhist activist, philosopher, anthropologist, and historian. But above all, he is remembered as a brilliant mind who excelled at everything that he applied himself to. Of course, everyone remembers him as someone who had the welfare of his fellow human beings at the core of his heart. Baba Sahib had the unique capability of challenging established norms and practices and rejecting those which were not conducive to the growth of a healthy society. He was someone who had the courage to swim against the current. As I said before, he was indeed a jewel of India. I would like to reflect briefly on how his views on important issues such as democracy, society, politics, religion, and personal and moral conduct continue to hold relevance in today's world. Dr. Ambedkar was a man of action. He used to say, life should be great, not long.
We are here with the backbone of Indian Consulate, Mr. Prabhudayal. Hello, Mr. Prabhudayal.
Hello.
How do you feel about today's event?
Well, I was very honored and privileged to have hosted this event to celebrate the 120th birthday of Dr. Ambedkar. Of course, as you would have heard, all the speakers recounted in detail the contributions of Dr. Ambedkar to the building of modern India and to the upliftment of the downtrodden, the Dalits. I think this event will go a long way in creating awareness about Dr. Ambedkar and about the struggles he waged for the upliftment of a great section of Indian society.
See, the youngsters of our community are the upcoming future. What would you, what would be your message for the youngsters? Since I've seen that there isn't much of a majority which actually joined the event, who were young, so young children and college students, as we can say. What is your message personally to them?
Well, we have to reach out to the youngsters. And I must tell you that from time to time we reach out to young people who are at universities and at colleges and make an effort to speak to them or to tell them about India, about the efforts which we are making to build a modern and cohesive society. And I think we have had some degree of success in that regard. So we'll continue these efforts.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time. And it was Mr. Prabhu Dayal who actually is the backbone of Indian Council. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Priya.
It's my proud privilege to be associated with this function in celebrating 120th birthday of Dr. Bhimm Rao Ambedkar here. I'm here in New York on a very short visit from India, and I think there could not have been a better time than this to come and interact with all of you on this happy occasion, because I am a student of law, a practitioner of law who has been associated with the Ministry of Law and Justice for more than 2.5 decades. I think the one area which I must share my thoughts with regard to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is the Constitution of India, of which he is the architect. As Mahatma Gandhi is known as father of nation, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is the father of the Constitution, architect of the Constitution, father of the Constitution. The affirmative action theory, which you will not find in any constitution of the world, is found in the Indian Constitution, and the credit for this goes to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Day in, day out, when in the Ministry of Law and Justice, we have been advising to all other government departments of the Government of India, while interpreting the provisions of the Constitution, we often refer to the Constitution Assembly debates. And I must share with you that each and every word of the Constitution which is written there was debated at length in the Constitutional Assembly. And every time when there was a confusion, that confusion was removed by Dr. Ambedkar because of the clarity and the background with which he was appointed as chairman of the Constitution Committee, Drafting Committee.
At this moment, we have Mr. Malhotra with us, who was one of the speakers during this 128th celebration of Dr. Ambedkar Sahib. Hello, Mr. Malhotra.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this event? Since you've came from India,
Yeah.
right? How is your feeling, and how do you feel about this Ambedkar Lehar, which is being followed by Indians, by our own community in the US, especially in New York?
Well, I'm very happy to see this gathering here, more particularly keeping in view the fact that Dr. Ambedkar, who was the founder of the Constitution of India, and he laid down the theory of affirmative action in our Constitution, which is not found in most of the constitutions of the world. And this has given a very good platform to the have-nots to have their say in the working of the government, in the working of the country, and in the economic liftment of the country.
See, since I've heard and personally that India is the highest most country in corruption. So do you think in this era and in this issue of corruption that the Indian Constitution is being followed? What would be your personal opinion about that?
Well, the incidents of corruption are not unique to India. You will find incidents of corruption in other countries also. But fortunately, in our country, the system is so strong. See the recent incidents of corruption. All of those corruption incidents were noticed by the system itself, within the system itself. It's not that somebody from outside has pointed it out. The system is so strong that it has taken care of, and they are moving on the right direction. And even wherever there were lapses, movements like the movement taken by Anna Hazare is giving a good direction, and government is taking appropriate steps in that direction. Already a committee has been constituted. Hopefully the law will be there.
Thank you so much for your time, and we hope that this journey was a great journey for you and remember something. Thank you.